Hello, my friends, and welcome to another reading video. All right, today, our final day of talking about our soft C's and our soft G's. Remember, a soft C makes the S sound. It says S. Say that with me. Soft C says S. Good. Now remember, a soft G makes the J sound, like a J. Say that with me. Soft G's say J. Awesome. Okay, we're going to practice some words, and then we are going to go through our words on the back of our card because you're going to be reading those to me in Seesaw today. I love when you all read me words. It might seem silly. You might not enjoy it, but I love to hear your adorable voices, for one. I love to hear you all working through the words and sounding them out. And for the third reason, it's so that I know you are practicing everything with me at home. Because the only way you get to be rock star readers is if you see it, say it, and hear it. Okay, let's practice. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I am going to show you words that are very similar, that have a soft C and a soft G, so that you can start to understand that as we learn to read these words, as we become a little more comfortable sounding them out, we can become more comfortable when just one letter is changed, and we can switch our brains. Oh, I already know this word, so I automatically know this one because I know what those letter sounds say. Let's do the first one together. We know this is going to be a long A because of that E, right? And we know this is going to be a soft C because of that E, the almighty E. It's kind of a powerful letter. So if we know it's going to be the long A, say that with me, A, and the soft C says S. So let's sound it out. P, A, S. Okay, now let's smush our P and our A together. Pace. All together. Pace. Good. All right, let's come over to this word. So we know it's going to be a long A because of that E, and it's going to be a soft G because of that E. So we're going to say A and J. So sound it out with me. P, A, J. Smush the P and the A. Page. All together, page. So we have pace and page. See how just that one letter makes all the difference. Completely different words, but so similar that as soon as we can read that first one, we should be able to easily read that second word. Let's try it again. So we know it's a long A because of the E and a soft C because of the E, so let's sound it out. A, S. Remember that E? We don't hear it at the end of the word. It doesn't make a sound. It's just telling us how we're going to sound out the other letters. So let's try one more time. A, S. Ace. Now let's try it with the soft G, with the J. A, J. Age. So we have ace and age. Good. Let's try the next one. Ooh, there's no E at the end, so we know that's going to be a short E, the sound. So we have s-e-l. Cell. All together? Cell. This is like a cell in our bodies, not like I'm going to sell something. Okay? Oh, the shine is strong today. Okay, let's try the next one. So we know it's going to be that soft G because of the E. So let's sound it out. J-e-l. Remember, it's a short E, the because there's no E at the end. So let's try one more time. J-e-l. Gel. All together? Gel. So we have cell and gel. Okay, let's try another one. So we know this is going to be that short E, the because there's no E at the end. So we have s-e-n-t, scent, scent, all together, scent. Okay, make sure you are sounding out every letter with me and then clumping them together, smushing those letter sounds. That's the only way we get to be better readers, by sounding out words we don't know. Let's try the next one. Ready? So we know it's a soft G because of that E. So we say j-e-n-t, gent, gent, all together, gent. So we have scent and gent. All right, last one. Ooh, it's going to be a long O because of that E. What does the long O say? Oh gosh, we practiced it for a whole week. It says O. Oh, but wait a minute. It has an R after it. Did we learn about O-R yet? We haven't. So this is where, okay, you ready for it? This is why Mrs. Sae-Wong says learning how to read is so hard because there are so many rules. So even though there's an E at the end, this doesn't actually make the O sound. O-R makes the or. Okay? So when we see OR together, it makes or. And I know we haven't talked about it, and it's okay. That's why I'm talking about it right now. So that when we get there, you're like, I remember Mrs. Sae-Wong telling us all about it. But for right now, I don't want you to always think just because there's an E, that's going to be a long vowel. Sometimes there's different rules, and that's why we practice. So this OR is going to make the OR sound. So let's try to sound it out knowing this is going to be that soft C because of the E right after it. Are you ready? F, or, S. Force, force. Okay, let's try it again. We have the OR, so it's going to make the OR sound. We know it's going to be that soft G because of the E. So let's try it together. F, or, J. Forge. All together, forge. Okay, so see how just switching one letter out completely changes the word, but if we already can sound this one out, we should be able to sound out the next one very easily by just changing that one letter sound. Okay, hopefully you practice with me. If you're sitting there just enjoying my lesson and my teaching and you're like, I forgot to say it out loud with Mrs. Sae-Wong, hit pause, rewind, watch this again and make sure you're saying everything out loud, because right now we're going to go through the words that are our soft C's and our soft G's that you're going to read to me today in Seesaw, okay? So I'm going to say them with you right now. Make sure you say it with me. Ready? City. City. Cents. Cents. Like pennies are cents. Okay, let's sound this one out because sometimes these longer words can trick us. So we have spa. Remember, SP says spa. A. S. So we know it's a long A because of that E. So we have spa, A, S, space. Okay, we have a BR. Remember, anytime we have the letter with the R, they smoosh together and make one sound. So we have BR, A, S, brace. Awesome. So those are all of our soft C's. Now let's come over to our soft G's. Ready? Giant. Giant. Germ. I'm only sounding them out so you're practicing, but if you don't need to sound it out, that's okay. We're just practicing. Page. Page. And last one. So we have the S and the T, so that's going to be smushed together. So we have stage. Stage. Okay? One more time, quickly. City. Sense. Space. Brace. Giant. Germ. Page. Stage. All right, hopefully you're practicing those with me. You're going to see this in Seesaw today. I want you to enjoy reading all of these soft C and soft G words out to me so I can hear you practicing both of those letter sounds. Okay, friends, I'm going to switch. Oh, nope, I almost forgot about our sight words. Oh, I was so excited to get to our work today. I almost forgot about sight words. Okay, let's say them together. Are you ready? Far, give, to, try. Let's say them in a sentence. Spring break is not far away. We only have a few more weeks. Oh my gosh. Give. Please give me all of your work in Seesaw so I can see how super smart you are. Give. 2. There are too many clouds in the sky. I miss the warm sun. Come on, spring. 2. And last one. Try. Always try your best and forget the rest. All right, friends. Excuse me. Let's say them rapid fire. Ready? Far. Give. To. Try. Awesome. Remember, those sight words are important that we just teach our eyes to automatically know that word because sometimes sounding them out doesn't work. That's why we call them sight words, because we have to know them on sight. We shouldn't have to sound them out. We shouldn't have to guess. These are ones we practice so that you just know them when you see them. All right, now I'm going to switch over to our other camera so we can talk about today's work. All right, friends, so today we are going to do a little bit of work in a lot of different books. So we are going to need our sight words book. We're going to talk about our reading log. We need our journal. And we need our ELA work number 3 book. Somebody mentioned the other day that they still had their number 2. If you have number 2s of anything, we're done with those. You can throw those away or recycle them, please. We do not need anything before number 3. So number 3s are all we need. So if you still have number 1s or number 2 books, we're done with those. You can say bye-bye, see you later. But for now, go ahead and hit pause and grab these 4 books and something to write with, and come on back when you're ready. All right, if you're back with me, that tells me you have all the things. So let's go through everything one by one. First things first, let's talk about a reading log. Every day you should be reading. And then 4 times this week, or at least for 4 of the books you've read this week, you are going to fill out your My Retelling reading log. We've talked about this a couple days now, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more. You're going to write your title after reading your book, and then you're going to tell me what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. So if we're writing about the gingerbread man, in the beginning, he was baked. In the middle, he ran away. In the end, the fox ate him. Hungry fox. Okay? So you're just telling me the order of what happened in the story, beginning, middle, and end. All right? Let me know if you have any questions. We should be filling this out for 4 of our stories this week. And you should be reading every single day. Make sure if you are not able to read books at home, or maybe you're bored with your books at home, you can use your Raz Kids stories. You should be logging into Raz Kids every day too to read. All right? Let me know if you have any questions or if you're not sure how to fill this out. Next thing we're talking about is going to be our ELA work number 3 book. Make sure you can always use your paper clips for your ELA workbook too. We are going to open up to, whoops, well, it helps if Mrs. Sae-Wong has it clipped to the right page. Still Mrs. Sae-Wong. All right, page number 15. We are working on our soft C, soft G, and remember those high frequency words are our sight words. So go ahead and hit pause if you need to. Turn to page 15. All right, today we are going to take our soft C, G, and sight words, and we're going to sort them. This just helps us say the word, see the word, write down the word, and then we really are paying attention to what letters are in each word. Let me grab a different pen so you can see it. Okay. So before we do anything, let's read these words together. And it's okay if you read these words out loud with me at home. In fact, I want you to do that. So that way you are seeing it, saying it, and hearing it. Ready? Say it with me. Scent. Dance. Face. Far. Gem. Page. Race. Stage. Strange. And try. All right, we've seen it, we've said it. Now we need to write it. So number 1, 2, and 3. It is asking for spelling words with 3 letters. So you're going to go through and count the letters in the words, and you're going to find the 3 words that have 3 letters. Okay? So go ahead and hit pause. I want you to write down those 3 words. When you're done, make sure you cross out the words. That way you know you're all done with it. So hit pause. Work on your 3-letter words. All right. If you're back with me, that tells me you're all done with 1, 2, and 3. Then for 4, 5, 6, and 7, you're going to write your spelling words with 4 letters. So you're looking for 4-letter words. Go ahead and hit pause and find your 4-letter words and cross them out when you're done. All right. For 8 and 9, you're looking for 5-letter words. Any words with those 5 letters. And finally, for number 10, you're looking for the 1 word left that has 7 letters. Holy moly. Go ahead and hit pause. I want you to finish this page before we move on. That way you're all done with it and you don't have to think about it when the video is over. All right. If you're back with me, that means you are all done with page 15. You have practiced saying the words with me, counting all of the letters and writing each of our soft C, soft G, and high frequency words. You're going to send me a picture of this in Seesaw when you are all done with everything today. Now, let's go into our sight words book. So we're in sight words number 3. If you still have sight words number 2 and you have pages you haven't worked on, definitely work on those pages so you're still practicing those sight words. But we are in number 3. I like my paperclip because it lets me turn quickly. So I'm going to turn all the way to the word it's. So go ahead and hit pause if you need a minute to find the word it's. I'm going to keep moving forward, but you can always use the power of the pause button. It's my favorite thing about learning on the computers. We can take breaks or stop whenever we need to. So the first word we're working on today is the word it's. Say it with me, it's. Let's read the sentence. Its paws are dirty. So this is the beginning of a sentence, so it has a capital I. So you can practice writing your capital I, or you can practice writing your lowercase I. But either way, I want you to take your time to write neatly. Use the lines. So our capital letter goes from the top line to the bottom line. And some of our lowercase letters, like our T's, go from the top to the bottom. But then make sure your lowercase letters are only between the middle line and the bottom line. This is a perfect opportunity to practice that neat handwriting we've been talking about. Okay? Then go through and find them in all of your Find It box. And then at the bottom, I want to see people cutting these out and gluing them in order. That is the only way we teach our fingers the order and the moving around of the letters, which helps our brain really, truly remember how to spell that word. Excuse me, hiccup. And then finally, draw me a picture of that sentence. Its paws are dirty. So hit pause, finish this page, and come back when you're ready. All right, if you're back with me, that means you're all done with its. Turn the page. We are also going to work on the word now. Say it with me. Now. Let's read the sentence. Now I can write my name. Yeah, you can. Awesome first graders. All right, same thing as the last page. Here, it is a capital N because it's the beginning of a sentence. So you can practice writing it as a capital, and you can practice writing it as a lowercase. Going to go through and find it in your Find It box. Cut, glue. Read that sentence one more time. Now I can write my name. I want you to write your name right here. Everybody can write their name, so I want to see your beautiful handwriting right there. Go ahead and hit pause and finish now, and come on back when you're done. All right, if you're back with me, that tells me you are all done with the word now. Finally, what we're going to work on today, we're going to do a little bit of writing in our journal. We're going to open up to the next blank page in our journal. As always, first we're going to stop and put our name at the top. I keep forgetting to do that on our worksheets, and I'm sorry. Mrs. Sae-Wong is a forgetful person sometimes. I promise, if you forget things, I'm never mad at you because I forget things all the time. But that's why we practice and we remember when we can remember. So I'm going to write my name. You write yours. We've all watched Number Corner, so we know today's date is 2-18-21. All right. Now, what we're going to do today is we are going to read the story, Technology Breakdown Again. This is kind of becoming our favorite story, right? Today, we are going to talk about illustrations. Does anybody know what an illustration is? Let's think about that. Have we heard that word illustration before? We talked about it at the beginning of the school year, but I know it's hard to remember everything. Oh, good, I can hear some of you yelling at me from home. An illustration is a picture. So today we're going to talk about how illustrations or pictures help us tell a story. So if we couldn't read this story, if we couldn't read this title that says Technology Breakdown, but we see Dad, he's a superhero, super strong, and he's with computers and printers, and he has his little bag. It almost looks like a doctor's bag, doesn't it? Well, we know doctors help people, so maybe Dad is going to help fix a computer. What do you think? Is that a good guess based on the picture? I think so. And that's why when we do book walks and we do story walks and we look at the pictures and we look at the big words and we try to figure out what the story is going to be about, that's why we use that information to help us. That way, if there's words we don't know or if there's something we don't understand, the pictures help. So today, instead of reading the story, because we've read it a couple times now, we're going to go through and just look at the pictures. So here's superhero strong dad with his technical support bag, with his help bag. Go a little closer. There we go. So on page 1, if we couldn't read all these words, because sometimes words are hard and sometimes there's a lot of them and it's hard to figure out what on earth we're talking about. There we go. We see people talking and look, they're on the phones and we see desks. So we might think, okay, they're in an office, they're at work, right? We see computers with email. We see, is that Alexa yelling at us? Maybe speakers. We have phones ringing, so we know it's a busy office. Here's Dad showing us his muscles with his bag ready to do some superhero work. Here's the next page. We don't know what these words say because there's so many. Does she look happy? Does she look worried? What is her face telling us? Yes, her face is telling us she's worried. She's panicked. What's happening? My printer paper's flying everywhere. Nothing's working. Here comes Superhero Dad, and look at him. He's putting new ink into the printer so the printer will print pages again. How about on the next page? Let's look at this man's face. What does he look like? Does he look scared? Happy? Worried? I agree. He looks worried. Oh no. And this says email full. If something's full, is that usually good? Nope, not usually, because if it's full, that means he can't get any more emails. He cannot get any more written communication. So what does Dad do? Look at Dad coming over. He's doing something on the keyboard. Can we guess by this picture that he goes from worried and the word full to he doesn't look so worried? And here comes Dad fixing the problem on the keyboard. All right, here's the page that we all know well. We've all made this face during distance learning because our computers have all looked like this at some point, right? Are we happy or are we like, frustrated, worried? Mrs. Sae-Wong is going to think I'm not there. Don't you worry. I know computers are grumpy. But so we can tell by his face, he's panicked. He's worried. Oh my gosh. We know it's not working right because he's using his hand to point. He's worried because he can't see the picture. Let's read. Do the words match that picture? Another worker cries, help me quick. My video call's blurry. What can I do? I haven't got a clue. Did our guess about that picture match the words? It sure did. So the story, or the illustration tells us what's going on in the story. Then let's come over to Dad. What does Dad's face look like? Is he worried? Is he panicked? Or does he look calm? Like, I got this under control, right? So his face is telling us he's got it under control. He's giving us that thumbs up saying, hey, I'm fixing it. Help is on the way. Don't you worry. And look at his daughter. She's happy. She's saying, go Dad. Woo, rock star Dad. We could all use a little bit of motivation and encouragement right now, right? Okay. So the picture's telling us he's panicked because of the blurry call. Dad's saying, I got this. I'm fixing it. I'm plugging in more power. This is my favorite page, though, because it just talks about all the technology problems that are going wrong, right? All of it. Oh gosh, the wires came out. Somebody's phone isn't working. Oh my gosh, Mrs. Sae-Wong has spilled coffee on her computer before. It has happened. That's why Mr. Sae-Wong bought me a coffee cup with a lid, because it happens. And look, Dad, while he's fixing the side of the computer, goes, oh man, now we have spilled coffee to fix. And then this poor guy, he is just all tangled up in wires. How does that even happen? Oh my goodness. But this just gives us that overall picture that this office is busy and it has one problem after another. But Dad is able to fix every single problem. And that's what illustrations in stories tell us. All right? So here's what I want you to do. In your journal today, thinking about all the pictures we just saw, this is always tricky. I want you to answer this question. How do illustrations help tell a story? Okay, So remember, illustrations, those are pictures. Okay? So an illustration is the picture in the story. So how do illustrations help tell a story? What do you think? How do these pictures help us know what's going on? Do they show us the problem? Do they show us how dad is finding the solution to the problem? Do they show us how people are feeling? They're happy or sad. Let's turn back. If they're worried, kind of calming down, totally calm. All right? So, how do illustrations help tell a story? I want you to give me a sentence or two that tell me how they tell a story. How do they help you tell a story? Okay? What if we need some sentence starters? Well, let's think about it. Oh, little good. Sorry. So, some sentence starters we might be able to use are illustrations help tell a story by what? What do they do? They tell a story by using pictures, so our brains. Another sentence starter we might be able to use is I think illustrations help because pictures help me tell a story. I think illustrations help because I know what's going on with the characters. So these are just a couple sentence starters that you can use if you need them. But if you have your own sentence you want to write, that is perfect. I just want you to tell me how illustrations help you tell a story. And this might be a little tricky, but we have to get used to doing some of these, what they're called free writes, where it is your thoughts and your thoughts alone that come into your sentence and are in your writing so that I can see exactly what you're thinking, what amazing writers you are, and then it'll help me know if there are things we need to work on or if maybe we need to explain what illustrations are a little bit more. So these free writes are amazing for me to learn about what rock star writers you are, and then also helps me know if there's anything we can practice together. So when you are all done with your journal writing, go ahead and send me a picture in Seesaw as well. And if you have any questions about how to write your sentence, let me know. Otherwise, that is it for today, my friends. Thanks for all of your hard work, and I'll see you a little bit later. Bye.